Greetings, today I'm here to review Aquasol from the Rockman.EXE franchise. And this is the Korean version, for those of you who did not know that there is more than the Japanese. This was actually taken over to America, I believe, and was also probably made in England and Australia and stuff like that. But at any rate, this is the Korean version because I bought it thinking it was the Japanese, and it was actually the Korean. But no more the loss or the gain, as it's pretty much the same thing. Confusing, I know. Alright, for this review I'm going to point out a few things about the core of the figure, which is the figure's core itself. You can pose the guy semi-decently well, he has wrists, he can do rotating, stuff like that. You can rotate his hands simply because of the way it's designed. If you are not careful, they will fall off. Yay! Alright. You can move hands, stuff like that. He really seems to want to lose his fist there. His neck is like a bobblehead. He has a waist. And his legs are pretty much good. His ankles are terrible, but they can survive semi-decently well, I suppose. They're a lot better doing that than they are going side to side, so posing can be difficult. Alright, now let's go. We can go ahead and let that piece fall off. For transforming the guy, you basically just remove all the parts, everything slides off, except for this wrist. Pick the hands, put them off to the side, pull that off. His yellow shoulder pieces just pop off. There's not much to them. His symbol, it requires a little work. You gotta stick your fingernail underneath there, pull it off. The back piece just pulls off. And we'll just remove his feet. His feet are actually two parts, as you can tell. You want the light colored blue one, and that just falls off. Repeat with the other one. Alright, for the head, pull off the hair, stick it to the side, take the helmet off. It separates into two pieces, both of which can break if you are not careful, and set them off the side. So now there's this giant pile of Rockman regular pieces and his main body. Good. Bad. Alright. Remove all those pieces off to the side, and you are left with a highly poseable main Rockman figure. He's happy, because he can pose a lot better like this than he can with all his armor on. So, run to the future, little stick figure, as you will never get anywhere otherwise. Alright, enough nonsense from me. Alright. Now for the Aquasol pieces, this is the stuff. It comes with the bug chip from the fourth game. Blue Sun, or Red Sun, Blue Moon, stuff like that. I don't care. I've never really liked that game very much. It didn't have much potential with the gate. Then again, I don't have the gate, so I can't really comment on that. Maybe I'll get it in the future. At any rate, everything's pretty much simple. This comes off. These come off. This comes off. This comes off. These come off. All of it comes off. This as well. And then you're stuck with this, and everything just comes off. Really, I don't think anybody wants to see this part, but I'm going to show it anyway, as you need to know, as it's basically just like a dummy system. You can display all the armor, and it looks pretty cool. But for the actual transformation itself, you have a pile of pieces. Remember the two fists and the hair, and a Rockman figure. We have all the supplies we need in order to make an awesome looking figure. Alright, first step, take his feet off. Take one of these guards, attach. Next, take this piece and just attach it to this one, like so. Attach it to his foot. And this guy gives you semi-decent amount of ankle room. It's not as much as I like, but it's better than nothing. Actually, most figures seem to have a large amount of difficulty rotating side to side. So I think it's pretty good, unless you have the traditional fully jointed ball joint. This guy has a ball joint, but it's not good enough to be considered fully jointed. I guess it's good enough for this figure, though. Repeat the same step without damaging it. Fortunately, it can be rather stubborn, as these pieces are actually made out of rubber. Repeat the step with the foot. And there you have his feet. Very nice. This is actually the only Rockman figure to have a completely blue body. Not sure if you can see it very well, but that's the state. Next, we are actually going to do the body. This is the front. It's fairly decent piece, I suppose. It actually has a lot of spare room there next to his front. And you can't really see it due to the lighting, but I suppose I'll have to fix that later. Attach the back. Well, my camera can focus when it needs to. It's just like me, but the problem is it doesn't want to normally. And next you take the shoulder pieces, which are actually clear plastic. They're decent shoulder pieces, and just attach them to the shoulders, of course. And it looks pretty good so far. For the head, just attach. I like to usually attach the front first, because there are two holes right above his eyes, and there are two little pointer thingies there on the helmet. Hard to see, but they are there. You can pretty much see them. Take a close look. Okay, you've had your look. And attach it. If you're not careful, those could break, and that would be very bad. And unfortunately, his back likes to come off. Next, attach the back of his helmet as best you can without breaking it. And there you have it. There is a slight hole in the back there, and that is where you attach the hair. And this one likes to be particularly stubborn about that, but it works. And that particularly stubborn part is not a reflection on the figure itself, but rather just on mine. There are flaws in every figure, and each one is unique. You can't have two of the exact same thing. Nothing is ever perfect like that in life. Next, attach these. And they're made mostly of rubber as well. Actually, half the pieces in these are made of rubber. And then attach the fists. And without being the least bit detrimental, he now looks like Rockman with a water tank attached to his wrists and lower legs, pretty much. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the guy. That's just Aqua for you. As for his weapon, this is the Aqua shooter gunner thingy-majigger of a weapon. Another water tank for him. In order to use it, all you have to do is just take off his hand and wrist piece, just like all the rest, and attach it. And there you go. That is the weapon. This is Rockman, Aquasol. Hopefully you can see him fairly well. His hands keep wanting to come off on him, and on me, while I'm recording too, of all the nerve. At any rate, what's unique about the guy is you can actually see his rock symbol on his forehead there. It's about the only one you can do that with, and the pieces like to come off. Once again, this figure's fault. Not the figure itself, but the figure itself. It's in the sense that mine has flaws, but still. Very good for posing the guy. Pretty much anything works. His head has excellent posability. His legs do as well. You can just stick him like that, I suppose. He has a tendency to fall over if you're not careful. Something worth pointing out about this one is the fact that its waist is very good. Rotates very nicely, unlike the Aquasol. And I think there was one more which had that problem, but I do not remember which. At any rate, he's basically the most posable he'll ever get in this form, because the other one was too stiff. So, the figure is pretty good. If you can get it, well, you better decide you want it. As there are some better things out there you can get, I'm pretty sure there's something more you'd want. But it is a very good figure overall, so if you can afford it, I wouldn't even hesitate to get it. It's a very good figure, and I'd say a decent representation of Aquasol, even if they only used it one time during the anime. You may correct me on this if you want. It was to fight Burnman, and they never really used it afterwards. So, yeah, I'm surprised they even made an English version of this guy, because they never even showed that episode, because Roll was acting too lewd. At any rate, this is Ultimate.EXE. Subscribe, comment, do whatever you want. If you want this guy, go get him. He's pretty good. See you later.